Namaste. It gives me immense pleasure to talk to you all again on a video presentation. This is Dr. Gayatri Harikumar here. So, the topic for the day is, can we dispense with teachers and classroom teaching in the forthcoming years? Because we're seeing a lot of e-teaching and learning happening these days amongst the school kids and for all the higher education students. So do we mean to say that we can have all these learning materials and do away with schools and colleges in the future? That's a topic that we are going to ponder upon today. I'm very impressed with this quote given by Swami Vivekananda, which says that education is the manifestation of the perfection already in man. The secret of life is not enjoyment, but education through experience. Experience gives us more strength and courage to face the world. Experience gives us the strength and make us what we are today. So, another quote by Swami Vivekananda, if education is identical with information, then the libraries are the greatest sages in the world and encyclopedias are the rishis. So, if we mean to say that we are loaded with lots of information, e content, e materials, then do we mean to say that we need not go to colleges and schools? Do we mean do we have the necessary knowledge? Are we competent enough to face the external world? My answer to this question is presented in the following slides. Here we're going to do a small comparison between e-teaching learning process and traditional classroom teaching. In e-teaching and learning process, what are the key features? We have the learning management system where a teacher or the educator creates the e-learning content, organizes the content into various courses according to subjects, manages users, that is her students, then monitors and assesses the progress of the students through tests, quiz, assignment submissions, etc. This LMS is very useful in this online lecturing and teaching process because we are having the Google Classroom and the Moodle LMS features, which helps to assess the student's progress, whereby the student is not made to sit in live lectures. They can watch at their own convenient time and answer the quiz questions, assess assignments that have been assigned to them. So these are the advantages of LMS. Next, we move on to open educational resources where there are plenty of free resources available both for the students and the teachers. So both of them have the access to the internet. So the whatever the student is studying or learning, the teacher also has the access. So both of them are having the privilege to use the same resources. Online lectures, of course, we are having the apps like Google Meet, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and YouTube Live, where the students and the teachers get together at a designated time and a session where they discuss certain topics for that day. So, when we see all the LMS and the online lectures, we come to understand that these platforms provide all the e-content materials necessary for providing the knowledge and information to the students. So my question is, can we do away with classroom teaching? Classroom teaching benefits. Teacher is the role model whereby the student is able to see the teacher, understand her emotional lecture delivery, imbibe certain values, and also take some human being as a role model whereby we are not machines, man is a social animal, so we need to see some human characters and thereby modify our life and set our path. Then in the classroom, behavioral understanding and learning happens. I am seeing my friend. I am able to understand how he behaves in the class. I will understand the do's and don'ts in the classroom because I know that if I have to talk to somebody, I have to do in this manner. If I have to get things done, I have to behave in a certain way. That kind of a behavioral understanding happens only through classroom teaching. And emotional intelligence. Of course, man is not a machine. He goes through a lot of emotional phases. Like he is very happy at one point of time. In the same day, he might feel very down. So all these emotional balances can be acquired only when the student teacher sees the teacher or the peer group in the classroom. Social skills, moving with people around in the class, communication skills. If I just keep on communicating through the computer, Do you think that my speech skills or my listening skills or my thinking skills will improve? Of course not. Experiential learning. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. So the classrooms of future are going to be ones that are going to provide experiential teaching and learning processes to the students. Cultural activities, of course. Many students might be good at dance, singing, cooking, and painting, drawing, music. They might play a lot of instruments. All these activities can happen only under one roof, whereby the school students go to the school or the college and they expose their talent and skills. Students are also a part of various clubs like Enviro Club, Rotary Club, NSS, NCC. Then they are also a part of various music dance clubs. This helps them to gel with other students, bring out the innate talent, and also understand as to how they can learn from other peer group so that they are getting excelled in their activities. Peer learning, of course, that's the key to the entire setup of a classroom. I make my group set of friends whereby I'm able to understand and have a 360-degree view of the entire learning teaching process. Sports, of course, only when I am there, sports is very important because that gives us physical stamina and strength to maintain our health. Sports activities and games and all these training can happen only if we are a part of the educational institution. Leadership traits. I need not uh, tell something that you have to be a leader of this sort, that one. If I have an event, if I entrust that event to a set of students, the students will come up with their own leadership skills, and he or she will have a group of followers, and they can display their leadership skills and manage the event on their own. So the teacher is acting as a role model and helping the students to perform or play their own leadership, portray their skills, and thereby the student, along with other students, are becoming a part of a team and displaying all their leadership qualities and their team skills. So these are the above mentioned benefits which are going to be available in a real classroom apart from all the e-teaching learning that is going to happen via internet. Next, education of the future, education 4. We are moving to that. We are all aware of the concept of industry 4. That is, there is going to be a revolution in all the industries, how they see the businesses, how the environment is changing for the businesses. Similarly, there is going to be education 4, where there is going to be a revolution in the way we teach, learn, and impart knowledge to the students. E-learning tools and applications will provide opportunities for remote self-paced learning. So students are going to sit at home in future also, and they're going to learn through LMS, online lectures, etc. But that is not going to stop them from coming to classes. The role of classrooms will change, wherein theoretical knowledge will be imparted outside the classroom. That is, they will gain the knowledge outside the classroom, get all the notes outside the classroom. But when they come to the class, they will do some practical exercises. They will gain some experiential knowledge, which will be imparted face to face between the student and the teacher. Future learning classroom models, teachers will become mentors and facilitators. They will not be someone who has more knowledge, more information, but they will be really facilitators who will have more experience and guide the students, direct the students as and when required. Customized learning path. That means that every student is unique, every student is different. One will learn very quickly, one will learn very slowly. So it's going to be a customized path, that is tailor-made path, whereby learning will be facilitated according to the pace of the students' grasping abilities. There will be no rigid structure. We are going to see the flipped classroom and blended learning that are going to be the models of the future. Flipped classroom versus traditional classroom. In flipped classroom, the teacher instructs the lesson at home. That is, he builds some modules, he contents and posts it through LMS, online lectures, through mails, etc. to the student. The next day, when the student comes to the class, He will have an understanding of the concepts, applications, and connections by having a discussion in the class through a forum where there will be exchange of ideas and information between all the students and the teacher. But in the traditional method, we know that the teacher used to instruct the students, he will write and sit and write and write. I don't know whether they really understood what they wrote. Then they will by heart, or somehow without understanding the concepts, they will give their assessment and test, and they will write some homework and get through and come out with good marks. But I don't know what benefit it will bring for them in those days. So in the future, it will be teacher giving the students beforehand all the information, students coming prepared to the class and having a discussion whereby students will come out with their own ideas. They cannot copy or they cannot imitate other students' views. Blended learning, of course, we will have both face to face learning in the classrooms and online learning. As I said, they will have access to all the e material and content given by the teachers and to all the open educational resources that are available for free in the internet. Future learning classroom models, continuous and formative assessment. See, we will have some formative assessments where there will be internal test 1, 2, and finally there will be an end semester summative assessment. But here we will not be bothered more about summative assessment, that is the assessment that is going to happen at the end. We are going to be more focused on a continuous learning pattern where the student learns at every point of time, that day, that week. Then there will be collaborative learning whereby the students will work together to solve a problem and they will be completing a task as a group. So this will help them to exchange ideas and be a part of a team and learn the work by doing. Goal of education in future is to nurture innovation and creativity. So the teacher or the mentor or the facilitator is not going to be very someone with very high skills than the students. They are going to be facilitators and motivators who will motivate the students to bring out their creativity and share it with the class and thereby contribute something productively to the society. Why are we looking to developed countries for education? We have seen that in the past few years and decades, people are going to USA, America, Australia, Canada, to all the European countries to have education. So, what was the education that was given there that was so special that was making the students take a lot of loans and migrate to foreign countries? I think that there in abroad universities, the students are not being taught. There, the teachers don't teach. They make you learn, experiment, understand, and analyze on your own. Say, so there, the students, you being the students, go there and learn and experiment on your own. You are allowed to give your opinion and arrive at conclusions. So in future, our education system is also moving to that phase, education 4, whereby the students will be learning, experimenting, understanding, analyzing, giving their own opinions and conclusions in future in the classroom with a lot of discussion and collaborative thinking models. How do we do that here in India? Return to our roots, Gurukul system, where the student was imparted knowledge according to their learning interests and abilities. So the student was not pressurized, forced to learn something that he was not passionate about. They were allowed to learn something at their own pace. They were allowed to excel in the field that they were good at. They were not given any kind of pressure. There was no forced learning. It was only passionate learning in Gurukul system. So we will have in future the following objects of education, taking some cues from the Gurukul system. Self-control, the student will control himself in the classroom, try to have more discipline, development of character. Yes, of course, having more moral values, cherishing them will be the order of the future, because once the character is lost, then there is no meaning of getting educated and earning a lot of accumulating wealth. Social awareness. Yes, of course, students. India is going to be a most populous country with youth population outwitting all other countries. So the youth of the future will be socially aware, socially responsible. They will contribute something to the society, if not on a large scale. We can say that they will contribute something to their families, which will in turn bring some good for the society. Integral development of personality, of course, personality is that's why we are having teachers who will serve as role models in classrooms. They will see their gurus and take some values with them at the end of the education period. Propagation of purity, yes, of course, when you are having your house unclean, you will do some brooming and mopping and clean your houses. How do we clean our minds? You're going to listen to your spiritual discourses, listen to some religious propagations, or you're going to listen to some motivational verses given by some gurus, or you're going to do something which is going to satisfy your soul, pursue your hobby, listen to some music, play some instrument, or do something that will clean your mind and keep you always energized and positive. Then the last one, preservation of knowledge and culture. We think that culture is not very uh, good, we need not preserve that. But when we preserve our culture, then that is going to be the one that we are going to pass to the future generations, because our culture is very rich. And if you're not very proud about your culture, then you will lose your roots and will not have identity in the future. So these are the a few shares about the classroom teaching benefits and about the e-materials that are available for students of tomorrow. So I hope that it will help to bring a very good change in the education of the future. Thank you.